for the Second Renaissance Arts. I'm really excited about this, and um, just kind of go through a couple of dates that we have in store and maybe some familiar people that you may know. So first off, all the workshops that I'm going to be talking about will be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They will be on Zoom, and I will be providing the Zoom code for each workshop. If you're just tuning in, I was just talking about how we are going to be working on different workshops throughout the summer. They're free and they're run by me, varying in different topics and in different avenues of writing. So first and foremost, on July 7th, we'll be having a featured artist. Her name is Miriam Kramer. My counterpart, Sam, will be hosting that. So tune into that, excuse me. And that's at 7 p.m. Also, don't mind all the background noise. I'm in my backyard, which is beautiful. So I didn't want to be inside today. So anyway, so that's that. I'm really excited about that. That'll be our first live featured artist that we'll be presenting. Then on July 12th will be my first workshop, which is the academic writing workshop. It's open to all ages, but it's really geared towards high school, starting college. So I would say if you're just getting into college, maybe a first year composition course, or maybe becoming a senior or starting looking at colleges, this would be a good workshop for you, just so you kind of have the foundation of what colleges are looking for in terms of academic writing. Because I know that it's really difficult for a student coming from, a general education course to go to college where they're throwing terminology at you that you may not understand. So this is sort of like a preparatory for that. And also, we're going to be touching bases on like the difference between creative and persuasive writing, how we still can insert our own personality into academic writing, even though it does come with a lot of rules and regulations in the writing process of academic writing. We'll be talking about how research plays a role in academic writing, the idea of an annotated bibliography. People don't know what that is, and so this will be sort of a basics of what is an annotated bibliography and how you do one. And most importantly, I'll be kind of really bringing home the idea of what is the critical conversation and why is academic writing important when talking about literature, talking about your opinions, and how can we support our opinions with research. So that's the first one, and that will be July 12th. It'll be a lot more interesting than my short summary of it, but if you have any work that you're currently working on academically and you want to send it to me, I will be sending my email out on all our social media probably 2 days before. So if you want to send me anything. The second workshop we'll be doing will be the SAT, ACT prep course for students who are going to be potentially taking these in the fall or even preparing them for now. And just basic questions of what we're going to be covering in that workshop would be, what do they expect and what do you should be expecting on a standardized test? I'm going to be kind of looking at practice tests that you can do, maybe it's different avenues that if you are looking for different tutors or if you're a little more concerned about the math section or the reading section and the grammar section, where could you go and find these materials? And how do we prepare for a test like this? Because we don't know what's going to be on it per se exactly. So how do we prepare for the unknown? And also, how do we insert our own personalities into a essay that's going to have to be provided on the test? And how do we stand out amongst the majority in terms of a standardized test because everybody's taking the same one. And what are we really preparing for? And why are we preparing for these things? So then August 9th, we'll be kind of entering more into the creative writing aspect of writing and these workshops, where we'll be having more of a panel discussion and a Q&A and a reading with two poets and two nonfiction writers talking about the balance between what nonfiction writing does and what poetry does and how they're sort of married without really knowing it. What are some tools that nonfiction writers use that kind of is the same as poets? And there'll also be a short reading in that and a Q&A. So that might be on a Facebook Live as well. So I just want to let you know that in case you can't get to the Zoom call, you can always pop into our Facebook Live and be a part of that. There also may be a workshop opportunity at the end. So if you have work that kind of bridges the gap between nonfiction and poetry, that's a good time for you to read your own stuff and maybe get some feedback from people you may not get feedback from usually. Just an extra reminder on top of that, around that time period between the 26th and the 9th, we're going to be starting our open mics, which will be July 21st. That's a really good opportunity, like I said, to kind of maybe get some feedback from people that you may not know otherwise and hear your work out loud. So that's always a good thing, and see what works and what doesn't. And the final one for the summer would be our I'm being an English major. What do we do with this degree? And then we'll be having a panel discussion with English majors, both graduate students and undergraduate students, talking about why they chose to be an English major in college, what was their journey to be an English major, what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, what they wish that they prepared for before venturing into the, quote, real world. And what are they doing now in the professional world, and what kind of advice could they give? We also will touch on the importance or the opinions of the MFA, MA programs, and maybe where you could go to school, and difference between residencies and low residencies in terms of those programs. There will be opportunities for questions and at that one as well, and there'll be handouts and things like that we can send you directly. Other than that, these will be really casual Zoom calls. Don't feel like these are so intimidating. I'm really excited about this because it shows a more well-rounded perspective of the English major and where do we kind of like sit as individuals in terms of English and writing, and how do we become more well-rounded English individuals. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and make sure you sign up for classes and follow our social media, and stay tuned for our featured artist. So thank you so much, and have a good night.